Yes, children, so you must have downloaded the NCRT book app and you must have downloaded this chapter also, as I had given you the message yesterday that I'll be taking up this chapter. Now, in my previous video, you must have seen that I was talking about Nelson Mandela. This is a particular extract, or it is a news item from the BBC News of 10th May 1994, when Nelson Mandela became the South Africa's first black president. And see, you can see the heading of the news item. Mandela becomes South Africa's first black president after more than 3 centuries of white rule. So you can understand, whites and blacks. As I told you, apartheid is the discrimination between whites and blacks. And this white rule, the people who were white-skinned, belonging to different race, they ruled over the South African people for 3 centuries. Mr. Mandela's African National Congress, ANC party, won 252 of the 400 seats in the first democratic elections of South Africa's history. Now, children, why this? It was the first democratic election of South Africa because the African people or the blacks were not even given their political rights. The inauguration ceremony took place in the Union Buildings Amphitheatre in Pretoria today, attended by politicians and dignitaries from more than 140 countries around the world. Never, never again will this beautiful land experience the oppression of one by another. So this inauguration ceremony is very important in Nelson Mandela's life, because that was the first time when he became the first black president. He was elected as the first black president there. And since it was the inauguration ceremony there, in amphitheatre in Pretoria. Pretoria is the capital of South Africa at that time, and many politicians and dignitaries from 140 countries around the world had attended this. Now, this is a report by BBC News. Now, look at the sentence that is in the direct speech in the inverted commas. Never, never again will this beautiful land experience the oppression of one by another, said Nelson Mandela in his address. So, this is the direct sentence what Nelson Mandela said in his speech at the time of inauguration, at the time of taking oath as the first black president. He had stated this statement that never again this beautiful land. Which beautiful land is he talking about? His own country, yes, South Africa. And he loved his country, his countrymen so much, and therefore Mandela in his address mentioned that nobody will oppress them or suppress the countrymen, and no other rule will be there in which people will be not given or deprived of their rights. They will all be equal and there won't be any racism or apartheid followed. Jubilant scenes on the streets of Pretoria followed the ceremony, with blacks, whites and coloreds celebrating together. More than 100,000 South African men, women and children of all races sang and danced with joy. Now, the news item says that there were many blacks, whites and colored people celebrating together. Blacks, whites and colored. So those who are not black or white, they are colored. The colored people belong to different races who are probably not from the race to which the whites belong and to the race to which the blacks belong. They can be the South Asian or the East Asian countries and the other countries. So there were many people who had attended this inauguration ceremony, and therefore this inauguration ceremony becomes very, very important day. Now, what has Nelson Mandela written in his autobiography? 10th May dawned bright and clear. For the past few days, I had been pleasantly besieged by dignitaries and world leaders who were coming to pay their respects before the inauguration. The inauguration would be the largest gathering ever of international leaders on South African soil. So this inauguration day becomes all the more important because Nelson Mandela was being congratulated before the inauguration ceremony by many dignitaries and world leaders who had come to congratulate him, who had come to felicitate him, and these international leaders had never come before together in great numbers on South African soil. And this is the pride, this is the thing that Nelson Mandela is proud of. The ceremonies took place in the lovely sandstone amphitheatre formed by the Union Buildings in Pretoria. As I told you earlier, amphitheatre, it is the biggest open roof theatres. Amphitheatre, it is a big theatre in which is a round theatre in which there is no roof, and this formed the Union Buildings. For decades, this had been the seat of white supremacy. So only the people belong to other race, that is the race to which the whites belong. So these people, the Americans, they were ruling them, and they had always been in these Union Buildings. The blacks never got a chance to go there, and now it was the site of a rainbow gathering of different colors and nations for the installation of South Africa's first democratic non-racial government. Students, please pay attention to this line, a beautiful sentence by Nelson Mandela. He says that day, 10th May, that was the day, on the inauguration day, when there was no distinction between blacks and whites. Instead, it was a site of rainbow gathering of different colors. Different color peoples, different international leaders had come there, dignitaries had come there, and you know that when all the dignitaries from various countries come to a particular conference or a meeting or an inauguration, their flags are also there with them. So they had come with all different colored flags of their own countries, and the Union Building in Pretoria, the amphitheatre, was looking so colorful because they all had gathered there to install South Africa's first democratic non-racial government. On that lovely autumn day, I was accompanied by my daughter Zinani. On the podium, Mr. De Klerk was first sworn in as second deputy president. Now, Mr. De Klerk was first sworn in as a second deputy president. So, in the line of taking an oath, first came deputy president, second deputy president. So there were two presidents, two deputy presidents, first deputy president and second deputy president. So second deputy president was had been called for taking an oath. A few moments later, we all lifted our eyes in awe as a spectacular array of So dear students, as you must have received the message yesterday that I'll be taking up this chapter, and in my video also I was talking about Thabo Mbeki was sworn in as first deputy president. When it was my turn, I pledged to obey and uphold the constitution and to devote myself to the well-being of the republic and its people. So I hope you all understand what is the meaning of republic and democracy, a democratic government. You know that democracy and republic, as we have in our country, it is the government elected by the people. So the constitution and Nelson Mandela, he pledged to obey and uphold the constitution, which gave rights to everyone irrespective of their race. To the assembled guests and the watching world I said. So here now this next lines follow what speech he had given at the time of inauguration. Now look at that. Today all of us do, by our presence here, confer glory and hope to newborn liberty. Out of the experience of an extraordinary human disaster that lasted too long must be born a society of which all humanity will be proud. So, initially in his speech, Nelson Mandela says that he said that they all have gathered there to confer glory and hope to newborn liberty. That means everybody was in favor of the liberty and freedom that was being given to the blacks there by abolishing apartheid. Out of the experience of an extraordinary human disaster. Children, what is the human disaster that happened there? What is the extraordinary human disaster he is talking about? He is talking about the supremacy of the whites, the superior authority of the whites, and that lasted too long. How long? In the initial paragraphs, you have just studied that it was for three centuries that they had governed them, they had their supremacy. And after such a human disaster, now Nelson Mandela refers it to a disaster. It was a very, very dangerous situation for the blacks who could not even live like human beings. And therefore, a new society was born of which all humanity will be proud. So, Nelson Mandela feels that it is not only the pride of the South African people, but it should be a pride of all the people, the humanity on the whole. We who were outlaws not so long have today been given the rare privilege to be host to the nations of the world on our own soil. Outlaws. Now pay attention to the word outlaws. Nelson Mandela says we means the people of South Africa, we who were outlaws who were not given the proper rights, who were not considered to be as the part of citizens, as citizens of South Africa. They were outlaws and have today been given the rare privilege to be the host to the nations of the world on our own soil. So he was happy, and he also thanked the people. We thank all of our distinguished international guests for having come to take possession with the people of our country of what is, after all, a common victory for justice, for peace, and for human dignity. As I told you, the blacks in South Africa were not given the due respect even as a human being. So Nelson Mandela says that it was a common victory for justice, for peace, and for human dignity. We have at last achieved our political emancipation. We pledge ourselves to liberate all our people from the continuing bondage of poverty, deprivation, suffering, gender, and other discrimination. So, in this paragraph, Nelson Mandela has taken an oath he has pledged that they will be free from all kind of bondages, be it poverty, be it deprivation. Deprivation comes from the word deprive. So they will not be deprived of anything anymore, any kind of suffering, any gender or any kind of discrimination. All these things will be ended in South Africa for the blacks, and there will be no racism followed. Emancipation, look at the word emancipation, means freedom. Never, never, never again shall it be this beautiful land will again experience the oppression of one by another. The sun shall never set on so glorious a human achievement. Let freedom reign. God bless Africa. Now, in this way, he ended his speech by taking a very positive note that the sun shall never set on so glorious a human achievement. The achievement that they had, it will never come to an end. Now, after Nelson Mandela's speech, he has written in his autobiography the description of the celebration. How did they celebrate, and what did that celebrate mean to them? A few moments later, we all lifted our eyes in awe as a spectacular array of South African jets, helicopters, and troop carriers rode in perfect formation over the Union buildings. It was not only a display of pinpoint precision and military force, but a demonstration of military's loyalty to democracy, to a new government that had been freely and fairly elected. So in these lines, Nelson Mandela has described the beautiful celebration done by, or the spectacular sight of the formation made by the South African jets, helicopters, and troop carriers. Now, do you remember your Independence Day celebration in your own country? Yes, in India also we see such kind of celebration, which shows the power of our military force. And there also it was not only an exhibition or a spectacular array of showing the military force, but it was also a demonstration of military's loyalty to the democracy, to a new government that had been freely and fairly elected. Only moments before, the highest generals of the South African Defence Force and police, their chests bedecked with ribbons and medals from days gone by, saluted me and pledged their loyalty. I was not unmindful of the fact. Now, Nelson Mandela in these lines remembers the police and the South African defense people, how they had come there to salute him, and they were pledging their loyalty to him, who were so cruel to him a few years ago. I was not unmindful of the fact that not so many years before they would not have saluted but arrested me. And he remembers that a few years before he became the first black president, before he was sworn in as a president there, few years ago, these police officers and the military force used to come to him to arrest him. I was not unmindful. Now look at the sentence. There are two negatives used there, not and unmindful, which makes a positive sentence. Not unmindful means mindful. Mindful means to think. So Nelson Mandela, in this sentence, you see, he has used not unmindful, which means that two negatives, not and unmindful, together make a positive sentence. Finally, a chevron of Impala jets left a smoke trail of the black, red, green, blue and gold of the new South African flag. So all the colors that are there, the black, red, green, blue and gold of the new South African flag, all the colors were used in the smoke left by the jets. The chevron is a pattern formed by in a V shape. In a chevron word means a V-shaped pattern formed by Impala jets, and they were leaving a smoke. I hope you all remember. This is what we also have, the jets flying and leaving the smoke of the tricolor of Indian flag. Similarly, all the colors of the South African flag were left in a smoke, and which was adding to the glory of South Africa. The day was symbolized for me by the playing of our two national anthems. Now there were two national anthems. Now children, you may be wondering why two national anthems? Because there was an old version of the national anthem, and then when the new government and the was formed on this inauguration day, the new national anthem was also sung. Now who sang them? See that. And the vision of whites singing Kosi Sikelel Afrika, and black singing Die Stem, the old anthem of the Republic. Now the blacks, the South Africans, they were singing the old anthem of their country, of the Republic, whereas the whites were singing the new one along with the African people. Now there was no racism there, therefore the blacks and the whites together, they were singing the new national anthem along with the old national anthem. Now this old anthem of the Republic became the co-anthem of the new one. It was not discarded, it was made the co-anthem of the Republic. Now Kosi Sikelel Afrika means God bless Africa. This is their anthem. They, in their African people, when they sing this national anthem, they mean God bless Africa. And Die Stem means the call of the voice of Africans. So this is how this is the language that they used in Africa. Although that day neither group knew the lyrics of the anthem. Now can you wonder? Can you imagine why these people, neither the group, neither whites nor the blacks, knew the lyrics of the anthem they once despised to hate, dislike. They disliked this kind of this national anthem, and now it was obvious that they did not know the lyrics, the words of the anthem, and they would soon know the words by heart. And Nelson Mandela has a hope that all the whites and blacks will together sing the national anthem, both the national anthem, and they will learn it by heart, which shows, which represents, which tells you the loyalty towards the country and the abolition of anti-racism and apartheid. So children, thank you so much. I will take the rest part of the chapter in my next tutorial. Some questions I am going to give you in your assignment. Please do them on a regular basis. Thank you. Take care. Stay at home.